Okay, so angels, I feel like I want to sit closer to you, but then I also want you to see that I've got a Friends top on, so maybe should I just sit here? Yeah, should I just sit here and just chill out? Yeah, but I am wearing a Friends top. Yes, Imogen, you've already pointed that one out. Well done. Hello, honeys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're just joining me now, then hi, my name's Imogen. Have I got lipstick on my teeth? Let's check. No, because I did have earlier, but I've wiped it off. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're just joining me now, then this is really exciting. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join my family of hearts, because I genuinely believe we have the most loving family on the internet. So who wouldn't want to subscribe to the most loving family on the internet? I can't even speak. Who wouldn't want to subscribe to the most loving family on the internet? It's really hard to say quick, huns. It's really hard to say quick. Basically, moral of the story, please subscribe and smash that like button. I'd be so grateful, because today we have Storytime Sunday. Ba-dum-bum, cha-da-cha-ching. Really excited, because every single Sunday we have been having Storytime Sunday. So I'm doing the history of all my previous jobs. We have a lot, and I'm 25 and I don't know how I've had this many jobs, but I'm telling you the funny stories about the jobs, because I feel like I've told you all the parts where I'm a little bit naughty, but I feel like if I was just to say that they loved me at the job and I was really good at the job, then that's boring, because they did really like me at these jobs, but I also was a little bit naughty, and I'm just telling you my previous experiences with jobs. So I'll link all of the previous videos in the description below, so you can go and catch up on those ones, because there is a story time of events, there is a timeline of events. I think I've said that in every single video, but go and check those ones out, because today we are following on. I am super excited for this one. Oh yes I am. I'm gonna sing the whole story. Oh, can you imagine? I sang the whole story time. Anyway, so this video starts and I'm 17. I'm in my second year of college, and I am at the famous New Look. I also say the name wrong, like I genuinely do. I feel like it just isn't, it doesn't come off my tongue as easy, and everyone used to tease me about it at my old school. They used to say, you say New Look. New Look? How do you say it? New Look. New Look. If I say to my mum, where are you going? She's like, I'm going to New Look. And I say it the same way as my mum. Anyway, tell me how you say, actually you won't be able to tell me how you say New Look down in the comment section, will you? Because, well done Imogen, the comment section isn't verbal. Anyway, okay, let's just ignore the way I say it. But if anyone says the way I say New Look the same way as me, then write down the comment section. Yeah, you get the gist. I am at New Look, my second, is this my second retail shopping? Yes, so I went Primark, then New Look, yes. Okay, so New Look, absolutely loving our little lives. I got 50% off. I got 50% off. Yeah, 50%. I was loving my little life. I couldn't believe it. 50%, and I was rinsing it. Like, was it 50% or 40%? Well, anyway, can you imagine? I got it wrong. Anyway, I think it was 50%. I'm pretty sure it was, because if a coat was like £40, I got it for, yeah, I'm sure it was 50%. I'm sure it was 50%. Anyway, it was a big percentage. Anyway, I was getting the discount for my friends, I was getting discount for my family. Like, you sign this thing and you say that the discount will only be for you. Well, Imogen was doing funny things already, because she was just rinsing the discount for everyone. I was like, oh, I work at New Look, so if anyone wants to, you know, come down to New Look and get some 50% off. I thought it was a way of me making mates. Like, Imogen, you're not allowed to give the discount out to anyone, but there's me like, if you want 50% off, you can be my friend and I'll give it to you. Yeah, not a good one there, hun. Not a good one there at all. Anyway, so I started working at New Look, and I actually really liked it, because I just used to pick the best part of New Look. Like, all of the good stock that would come in, Imogen would save it for herself for later. I ended up spending all of my wages in New Look. Like, honestly, every single piece of money that I earned would go to every single piece of item of clothing that New Look sold. And also, can we just talk about their shoes? Like, their shoes were so good. And actually, I think they won the best high street retailer for shoes a couple of years running, you know. There's my knowledge, you know, me and New Look, well, aren't best mates. Well, we're not, because basically I'll tell you the story about why me and New Look aren't friends. So basically, absolutely loved working there, because I knew a couple of the girls. It was quite a fun environment. And there was one girl there that I just used to talk to about life. Like, I'd speak to her about my ex-boyfriend and the problems I was having. I mean, obviously he's my ex-boyfriend then, but it was my boyfriend of the time. And I'd speak to her about all of the issues and the drama, and I felt like the days would just go really quickly. So it was only a Saturday and Sunday job at the beginning. However, that changed later on, and I'll tell you why and how that ended up ending. Anyway, so basically I found that it was a really quite a fun job. Every time I'd go in there, I felt like everyone would just come into the fitting rooms, and that's where I always was. So basically, I'll tell you about that. No one wanted to till train your baby girl. And I will never understand why. I do understand partially why they never wanted to till train me, and I'll tell you why now. Basically, I stayed in the fitting rooms for my first 2 weeks of working there, and in the fitting rooms, I made an impact. Like, I love speaking to people, and I feel like I was just trying to make mates all the time. And when women would come in and try stuff on, and they wouldn't feel comfortable in it, I would be like their personal shopper. I'd be like, hun, I'm gonna go and find you some bits. And I'd be like, do you like it? Do you not like it? Okay. I would never lie to them and be like, it looks amazing on you, because I'm not that person. But I'd be like, right, listen, the first outfit was a lot nicer than the second. You looked amazing in the first outfit. I felt like you looked more like you were confident in that. I would just love it. So anyway, a lot of the customers loved them so much. It gave me really positive feedback. And I was like, oh my God, they like me. So then my managers came up to me and they were like, they love you. People have given me really positive feedback about you. I'm really impressed with you. And I was like, they love me. This job, I am going to be a manager of New Look. I genuinely believed I was working my way up in that business. In that job, I thought, that's it, 2 weeks in and they already want me to be manager. I'm only joking. But basically, I just wanted to make friends, and I was making friends very well. However, it's in the first like 2 months of your job, 3 months maybe, that they till train you. And because I'd made such a brilliant impression in the fitting rooms, they were like, nah, you're not gonna get till trained. They just didn't want to. They just left me in the fitting rooms. And that was my only job, the fitting rooms. Like, I was in the fitting rooms, whether it was upstairs in men's, whether it was downstairs in the women's. Imogen was on the fitting rooms. Now, I loved it. However, having worked previously in Primark, and also now having worked in other retail shops, being on the tills is the best part. It goes so quick. Not only are you talking to people, you're also scanning things. But wait, they basically destroyed my whole entire childhood, because ever since I was young, all I grew up with was playing shops with my grandma. Like, honestly, playing shops and having the little beep, and I had that little till, and you'd pull the thing along, you know, the little conveyor belt, and you'd pull the grocery along and you'd go beep, and you'd get the little scanner and you'd scan it. That was the dream. So for me, working on the tills was my childhood dream, and they took that away from me at New Look. They took that away from me, and I worked for a long time at New Look, and no till trained. I think I worked there for a good year. No till trained. Nah, they didn't love the till training. No, didn't want to till train Imogen. Now, I took this offensively, because I thought, listen, hon, I took my maths GCSE year early, you know, like, I'm very good at maths. Why wouldn't they want me on the tills? So I decided to pull the manager up on it, and I had a meeting, and she thought that I wanted to leave, and I was like, listen, I just want to like bring some stuff up with you. She was like, I just said, would you? I just want to bring up some stuff with you. I said, I'm really sorry, hon, but I'm slightly concerned about my skills as a shopping assistant, because what were we called then? A sales advisor? I haven't told you about the interview for New Look. I've got to tell you about the interview for New Look. I'm going to tell you now. But anyway, let me quickly tell you about this. She sat down, she was like, yeah, I know. So my colleague told me that you wanted to have a chat with me about some things. I said, I just don't know why you don't want to put me on the tills. And she was like, she laughed at me. She was like, Imogen, is that actually why you wanted to have a chat with me today? And I was like, yeah. Do you not want me on the tills, babe? And she was like, if you want to be on the tills, you can go on the tills. And I was like, oh, is it just a matter of asking? She went, we just really value you on the shop floor, and we feel like you're so much, you upsell people, you make people want to buy more because they like you and they like the clothes you're giving them. So actually, we feel like your role would be not really, you wouldn't be good on the tills. You'd be actually, we'd lose who you are. What's that word? You wouldn't be utilised. Your bubbly personality wouldn't be utilised on the till. You want to be out there. You want to be, and I'm thinking, you're selling me a dream here. Like, am I a personal shopper? Yes. Am I on a personal shopper wage? No. Like, you know? So anyway, I was fine. I was just like, okay, thank you. Oh, that's so nice. You know, being really like that. Couldn't believe it that she loved me that much. I was like, oh my God, wow. Anyway, loved that manager. Loved her. I'm going to go back to the next manager, but first of all, I'm just going to peep in and tell you about the interview. The interview process. So you go to the interview process, and it's a group interview, and you go upstairs and you get talked at about the job role, etc. And then they give you a piece of paper, right, with a specific celebrity on that you've got to go and shop for. I was living my life. I was living my best life because I was like, hun, and guess who Imogen had? J-Lo. I had J-Lo. Me and J-Lo, we're not ever gonna meet. We're like that. We're like that. I'm like, me and J-Lo, no Imogen, you're like that. But I thought, I've got this woman's style down to a T. You know, no phones allowed, so you're not allowed to go on your phone and check the style for the, you know, beforehand or whatever. So I was like, do you know what, I'm just gonna go with something I like, but also come up with ideas for J-Lo. Huns, if you'd have been in that interview, you would have been like, honestly. Also, how loud is my clap? It can go louder, promise. It's unreal. Me and my dad normally have fights about who can clap the loudest, and now my boyfriend gets involved because he thinks he can beat me, but no one can. So if you were in that interview with me, Huns, you would have been so proud. You would have been like, round of applause for Imogen. Like, you would have been a standing ovation, and I would have been like, thank you, curtsying, you know, left, right, and centre. Anyway, so I got up there, and then they saved me till last, and I was like, I think they've got confidence in you, gal. Some of the boys got people from Blue, some of the girls got other ones like Brittany, Christina, and I was like, J-Lo, she knows what's going on. She knows what's going on. So there you go. Imogen, what did she do? I got her. Now, this was in the time when those trousers, you know, Cheryl Cole, fight for this love. If it's worth having, it's worth fighting for. Oh. Anyway, I'm so cringe, but I was like humming it, and then I was like, I've got to sing. So, you know those trousers in that video where she's got slits down the side, and they're those like soft black jogger trousers, but you can move around in them, and then they come in at the bottom. They're like harems. Oh yeah, they were called harems. Anyway, I got her a pair of those. I got J-Lo a pair of those, and she would have loved them. But I didn't get the ones with the slits down the side. I just got the standard ones. Then I got her some boot heels because, and I justified it like this, the baby girl's on tour. She needs the harem trousers to be able to absolutely love her life and dance. I'm actually moving my legs down here with my pajamas. Exposed. But I justified it like, baby girl J-Lo's on tour. And I actually was like, actually saying this in my interview. I was like, baby girl J-Lo, right, picture this, she's on tour, she doesn't want to sweat, she doesn't want anything clinging tight to her legs because she wants to be able to maneuver, and she's an amazing dancer, so she needs to be able to really get left, right and centre. I also teamed some boot heels because they are more comfy than standard heels. She's going to have more of a platform, but also more stability to do her dancing. And then I also matched this lovely little sequin top with the boot heels to give her a bit of pizzazz, give her a bit of zhuzh, you know, stand out. She'll have some lights on tour. Everyone will be like, oh my god, where'd you get that top from? She's gonna be like, new look. And then I got some nice little necklaces to go with it. But then I also said, I'm not gonna get any jewelry because they're gonna whack in her face. So I left the jewelry out. Anyway, it's just in their faces. They were like, who is this girl and where have we found her from? I mean, part of them were probably thinking like, this girl, she's got the job. Then the management were probably thinking like, is she gonna be okay on the shop floor? Like, she talks too much, but then also loving it. Like, they were smiling, but also kind of looking at me like, are you a weirdo? And there's me like, yes, I am. But you should have seen me, Huns. I sold J-Lo's outfit. They were like, wow. So then I got the job. Well, obviously you knew I got the job because I'm telling you about my job in New Look. But anyway, can you imagine me not getting the job from that interview? I'm so cringe and weird, but I'm just telling you that that was actually how I was at 17. Like, J-Lo is gonna be like this. The baby girl's gonna be popping it off. Are you okay? So then, because I said baby girl, princess, baby honeybees from back then in the day, this is where the story starts to take a swift turn. Anyway, there was this boy that worked at New Look, and he also made my time there a lot easier. So when me and my ex-boyfriend, we had a complete breakup and it was very much on off all the time, he was a lovely little healthy distraction. He was a lovely little healthy distraction. He made me want to go to work because all we did was flirt. We loved it. At the end of the day, there was this thing called clear rail, and basically it's the rails where they're left in the fitting rooms and you've got to then put them all out on the shop floor before you can leave. So let's say you finish at 6. Oh no, you're not getting out of there until 7, until all clear rail is done. Like, honestly, sometimes we'd be there for another hour. And Imogen's like, I don't get paid for this hour. You don't get paid for the hour. So even if you finish at 6 and you stay there for another hour, you don't get paid for it. Yeah, but Imogen, because she fancied this boy, she's like, I'll stay for an hour and a half if you want. You know? Anyway, so then, me and this boy would flirt so much, but he never ever asked me out. Actually, he did ask me out. He asked me out to go to the cinema and something else. I can't remember it. Would he pick me up from the train station or something? It was to do with the train. It was to do with the train. Anyway, we never ended up going because he was an absolute scaredy cat, and so was I. I was an absolute PUSSY. Like, honestly, the thought of talking on a date to a man was not me. Like, I had one consistent boyfriend and that was it. So when we weren't together, the thought of going on a date with someone, I was all talk and no do. Like, honestly, I used to dream about this boy, I used to think about this boy all the time, but no, when the opportunity arose, we both absolutely P-U-S-S-I-E-D'd out, i.e., you know, i.e., oh, whatever. We both got really chicken and we were like, no, we can't meet, but we still fancy each other and we just talk and whatever. So he made New Look much better for your baby girl, because at this time, they'd had a change of managers. Yeah, they'd had a change of managers. And let me just quickly tell you about Clear Rail. I was a little bit cheeky in the Clear Rail section. So I'm thinking, I'm not getting paid for this hour. I am not running around 3 different floors trying to find where this top is when you can't find it. I'll just put it into another bundle of clothes. You know, like, I'm not being nasty, and this is me being really bad and admitting this, but if you're not getting paid for something, I'm taking an hour out of my weekend, staying there. Listen, they weren't paying enough for me to be like, let me go and find this, da, 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 whatever. And I've never heard of a job that can actually not pay you for an hour that you're working. So I was like, do you know what? I would take like a yellow top and just hide it under the grey tops. Hide it, you know, everything was gone. They'd be like, you're so quick at Clear Rail. And I'd be like, then I'd be like to the baby boy, do you want me to help you? And he'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, cute. Anyway, enough of that. So then I'd got a new manager, and the new manager did not like me. She didn't like me at all. She didn't like me at all. I can tell you why she didn't like me. I'm like Marmite. You either like me or you don't. Sometimes people think I'm too much. Sometimes people think because I'm quite confident and loud that I'm overbearing and intimidating, which is like my worst nightmare, because actually deep down I get really, really insecure and I get really nervous. And actually that's my worst nightmare, because deep down back then I was so insecure and it was just a front more than anything. But I understand sometimes when you're loud and when you're like that you can be too much for people, and I get that, I completely understand that, but it was just really hard. I think I was very misunderstood growing up, and maybe I still think I'm misunderstood now, because I am quite quirky, a bit nutty and quite loud, but then there's so much of me that's chill, and there's so much of me that's like, I just want to relax. But I think people think I'm like this all the time, and it's like, people think you're trying to attention seek when actually that's just me. I'm just a bit extrovert, and I'm just a bit, I love talking to people. I love being friendly, and people think you're being fake if you're being really nice, because we're not used to it. I don't know. So she didn't like me, and it was really difficult having a manager that didn't like you, because she would just give me the worst shifts. She'd try and give me the late all the time. She'd try and make me do all the really rubbishy jobs that everyone didn't want to do. So then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna change my shift. So at college on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I started at 12. So I wanted to change my Saturday and Sunday shift, so I wasn't working weekends anymore, and I'd work Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 AM until 11 AM. So I was doing the morning shift, and it was wonderful. And she let me change. However, because as you know from my last job story, I was doing flyering. So some Monday nights I would work until 4 o'clock in the morning and then go straight to work on a Tuesday at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now in the winter it was hell. Honestly, it was hell. I was so tired, but not just that. And I would finish at New Look at 11 and then go straight to college at 12. So I would have no sleep. Like, honestly, it was so hard. So I did that Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it just got too much. It got too much to the point where I was forever calling in sick. I was forever calling in sick, because not only did I really dislike my manager, but the morning delivery shifts along with my flyering job just wasn't working. So I called in sick about 3 times, I think. 3 times, I think, which isn't that bad, but calling in 3 times for being sick when you weren't sick is actually bad. Well, I was sick. I was really tired and really run down. I was never lying as such, but it was more like, I could have gone in. I felt lousy, but I could have gone in. Anyway, so I called in sick 3 times, and this was not good enough for baby princess. So she basically said to me, she called me into the office and she said, if you call in sick 1 more time, or if you don't call in at all for your shift, which never happened, I never didn't call in for my shift, then I'm just gonna take it that you wanna leave, and I'll send you your P60 or whatever it is. So I was like, okay, princess. Bearing in mind, at the time, I was going through a really bad time at home, really bad time at college. I was working stupid hours, and I was just putting myself, I was running myself into the ground. Like, I don't know why I picked up that shift. I should have just left the job at New Look, because I couldn't do it anymore. It was too much working there, along with my flyering jobs, which just, I was working essentially all the hours you could, and also going to college, and also trying to deal with my parents divorcing, and just loads of things that were happening, loads and loads and loads and loads and loads. So I was like, came to Tuesday and I was like, do you know what? I'm just not gonna call in. She said to me, that'll be my way of quitting. So I thought, do you know what? Just not gonna call in. So I get calls, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, I'm just getting in from my job. I'm just getting in from my other job of flyering, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna tell the baby girl. So I just didn't pick up, and that was that. And that was actually how I left the job. How bad. I can't even believe I'm admitting this to you. It's just horrible to me. Like, honestly, she'd make really, really unkind remarks. And actually, she was having an affair with one of the women that worked there. She had a husband, but she was having an affair with one of the women that worked there. So actually, you're immoral. You're not a very nice person because you're having an affair. You're married. Fair enough. Leave your husband, go and get with this girl, do whatever you want to do. But don't, hun, have an affair. So actually, I didn't like her. So I didn't mind leaving her. That's really bad, isn't it? Does that make me look really bad? I'm really sorry, please don't judge me, but I just left by not calling in. Yeah. And then I could never go back to the New Look for a while. But then when all the drama kicked off and, you know, I found out that she was having an affair and whatever, and she got the sack, I could go back into New Look whenever I wanted. And the first day I went back into New Look, I loved it. Took a stroll round the shop, on the shop floor, upstairs, downstairs by the shoes, up with the men's, you know. I'm sorry, this story time has just been all over the shop. I really hope you've enjoyed my story time at New Look. My story time for the next job is going to be a bit longer. I don't know whether to do more installments because I've worked in so many different of the brand. But anyway, my next job will be up next Sunday. So I love you so much. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please definitely subscribe, join my family of Huns, hit that like button, smash it, go on, just give it a like. Why not? I love you all so much. So if you are new here, then basically I play a song game where you just gotta guess that little song that I'm into. Angels, I think I forgot some of the words in that, but hopefully you got the gist. Also, if you are new here, then basically I do post notification shoutouts. So my post notification shoutouts go to Anita and Nat. I love you both so much. Thank you both so much for subscribing to me and retweeting my latest video link when it went live on Twitter. All you need to do for a post notification bell shout out is turn on your post notification bell, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also you need to retweet my latest video link when it goes live on Twitter. So I'll leave my Twitter and all my social media handles will be down in the description below. But who won't want to subscribe? We do so many videos here, like I've got so many videos just coming your way. I love you all so much, and until next time, I'm gonna love you. That was so high, that was like the Bee Gees. And I'm gonna leave you, I'm sorry Hans, I'm gonna leave you on that horrible note. I love you all so much, bye!